It is that time. Good morning and welcome back. Let's bring in Mike Eppel standing by to my right. Here he is. Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Hello. Good morning. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Doing all right. The numbers, the inflation numbers yesterday, no surprise, but a record.
Yeah. Well, highest since 2003, 18-year high for the inflation rate, up to 4.7%. So again, Melanie, this is a collective basket of goods that Stats Canada tabulates on a year-over-year and month-to-month basis to see where price pressures are building in the economy. And at the top of the list is gasoline. It's gone up more than 40% since this time a year ago. But food prices are way up by close to 7%. Meat up by 10% collectively. There are different types of meat products, obviously, that are higher and lower. Bacon is up 10 or 20% from a year ago. And the price for cars and trucks up by 6%, including used vehicles, which are very popular right now in the automotive market. It comes back to the supply chain issues and what we've seen in just the global economy. But at the same time, what does it mean for interest rates? Because the Bank of Canada's mandate is to keep inflation in check. And they kind of send out these signals that next year they're going to be raising interest rates. But then you look at what's going on in British Columbia, Melanie, those devastating scenes. Rail lines are out. Highways are out. The bridges washed out. Supply chain to Vancouver. Cities cut off from basic deliveries, for goodness sakes. CP and CN Rail both saying that their lines are disrupted. So does this, again, cause issues for getting goods to market? Does it raise prices? And do you want to raise interest rates under that circumstance going forward? No, because it's a natural disaster. So it's not endemic to the overall economy. It's just something we got to get through right now.
Mike, a big story that you are following. Also, just look no further than over your shoulder. John Deere. I saw you adjusting in commercial break, by the way, so if you get to the top left.
I put the 4320 Classic up there just because of this story, Melanie, as John Deere has seen a strike at its U.S. operations for the past month. So these big green tractors have not been rolling off the assembly lines. And the UAW voted in favor of a new contract. It's a 6-year deal. The immediate pay increase is 10%, and then 5% in years 3 and 5. When was the last time we've seen contracts going up by this much? Some of it has to do with inflationary pressures. The UAW saying, look, the price for everything's going up. Our workers need more money. At the same time, John Deere and Company is one of the most successful businesses in the United States over the past several years. Its profits have been at record levels. It's a massive construction equipment provider. And guess what? Joe Biden just signed a $500 billion infrastructure spending bill. That means roads and bridges. Who gets that money? John Deere and its rival Caterpillar. So it's all intertwined here, but the UAW played it very strong here and got a massive pay increase in the process. Oh, and Deere's going to be fine. Their stock's up in pre-market action this morning.
Wow. If there's any hesitation for vaccinations for the little ones, this might be a bit of motivation if they want to be part of the magic, let's say.
Yeah. Disney Cruise Lines going to mandate vaccines for kids and everybody 5 years and up. Want to get on their ship? Get double dosed. And of course, this comes back to everything that's been going on in Florida and the politics of all of this. And Disney saying, nope, we're going hardline on this. And they've done that at their theme parks as well, where they've had strict protocols in place. But again, Disney, one of the first to mandate vaccines for kids to get on those cruise ships. And that really makes sense because, look, at the outset of the pandemic, cruise lines were the first to be hit. So they want to be ultra careful and cautious about passengers getting on board and trying to reduce the risk as much as possible.
Finally, for you, oil prices, which you continue to monitor.
6-week low as of this morning, below $78 per barrel. A lot of talk that the U.S. is going to tap into the Strategic Energy Reserve. They hold hundreds of millions of barrels in tanks scattered around the U.S. just in case of emergency. And when you look at the price at the pumps, and guess what? We're a week away from U.S. Thanksgiving weekend. and people are going to be driving. 53 million Americans are set to fly, for goodness sakes. Americans want the price for gas to come down. So there's pressure on Biden to get those strategic reserves in operation and get some more supply to the market, at least in the short term. The Democrats say longer term, got to wean off fossil fuels, but in the near term, got to do something to help consumers.
Boy, okay, a lot on your plate there. And then you also mentioned Biden there. We're going to be checking in with Cormac McSweeney, teeing up what's happening for the day with the summit.
Might be a top. Energy prices, likely a topic of discussion.
Absolutely. Okay, we'll talk to you again tomorrow, and it'll be Friday, Mike. That'll be the good stuff.